Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to learn a class 10 English chapter Ulysses and the Cyclops. This is the non-detailed only chapter from your part 2 book. Okay, so let's start and read out the lesson. But before that students, if you're viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of all the upcoming videos. Do watch the video till end, and if you like it, hit the like button and share with your friends. And also students, do visit the description box once for the link provided there, wherein it has the many important links which will take you to many important books related to your syllabus, which is having your solved question papers for previous years question papers, many autobiographies. Then you'll have the link of many epic stories and many other stationaries and many things. So do visit the description box once and check the link for yourself. So let's start with the chapter. Let's see about the author first. The author of this chapter is Charles Lamb. He was born in 1775 and he was still 1834. He was born in London and he was one of the great essayists, a poet, and a much loved storyteller. Then he, with his sister Mary Ann Lamb, wrote tales from Shakespeare designed to make Shakespeare familiar to the young. His adventures of Ulysses, from which Ulysses and the Cyclops is an extract, was another successful attempt aimed at familiarizing the Greek epic, the Odyssey, to the young. So here we see that this author Charles Lamb, he took the stories and tales from the Shakespeare's works, and he used to make it a short or convert it for a smaller people, for a younger generation, for the younger people, and he wanted to make this young people familiar to Shakespeare. So this is what he did, and one among them, his adventures was the Ulysses and the Cyclops. This is also an extract which is taken, and his aim was to familiarize the Greek epic to the young people, the Odyssey to the young. Okay, as we have many great epics in India also, like Mahabharata and Ramayana. In the same way, your Greek epic was the Odyssey, and this author, he wanted to familiarize this epic to the young. So in order to do that, he has written this story, the Ulysses and the Cyclops. Okay, so this was about the author. Let's see and have some introduction about who this Ulysses and Cyclops are. So Ulysses is the hero of Homer's epic Odyssey. He was the king of the island of Ithaca in Greece. After the Trojan War, he embarked to return home, but met on the way with a series of adventures, one of which is narrated here. Okay, so Ulysses is one of the heroes of the Homer's epic. Homer, who has written the epic named Odyssey, in that epic story, Ulysses is the hero in that story, and he was the king of island of Istasa, which is in Greece. And this hero, along with his other soldiers, was returning back to home after winning the Trojan War. And then on the way he met many series of adventures, like because he was traveling with the from the sea, and he had many adventurous things and situations there, and one of which is narrated here. That is what the story today we are going to read. Okay, so Ulysses was the king of the island of Ithaca in Greece. And now who is Cyclops? So Cyclops are the race of giants having only one eye in the middle of the forehead, who inhabited island of Sicily. Okay, so these are the race, a people of giant category. They had a giant physical appearance. They had only one eye in the middle of their forehead, and they used to live in the island of Sicily, which is in Italy. Okay, so these are the two characters or the two group of people whom we are reading in this lesson. So I hope it's clear. And now let's start the chapter. So here, as we know, Ulysses was returning from his Trojan War, from having victories and success from it, and now he is into one adventurous act over there. So let us see what happens. So Ulysses, while coming back from his victorious campaign at Troy, is curious to see the land of Cyclops, the giant shepherds. He wanted to know whether they were friendly and hospitable, wild and savage. With 12 of his followers, he landed on the island, taking along him a flagon full of magnificent Greek wine. So, while coming back from the Trojan War, this Ulysses, along with his other 12 members, they landed in one island, and they came to know that it was inhabited by the Jade shepherds known as Cyclops. So, this Ulysses wanted to know whether these people are friendly and hospitable or they are wild and savage. In order to know them, they landed over in that island, and this has going to be a very adventurous one for them. And they along with them took a flagon full of magnificent Greek wine. A flagon is a container which is used to store the wine. Okay, so they took that whole container of a magnificent wine. Now, they entered a huge cave and saw the giant's kitchen with the flesh of innumerable goats and sheep strewn everywhere, and goat milk in troves. As they were looking at everything with curiosity, they heard a loud, deafening noise. Hiding themselves as well as they could, they saw the largest and savagest cyclope enter the cave along with his flock that gave milk. Okay, so now here they entered a huge cave. They happened to enter a huge cave and they saw this giant's kitchen. Now, what they found there, they found the flesh of innumerable goats and sheep which were just hanging over and kept everywhere there. They also saw the goat milk in tubs, in container, and everything. They looked here and there and they just found everything unique, and they were seeing with curiosity. And suddenly they heard a loud noise which could deafen them. It was such a loud noise, so they quickly hid themselves wherever they could so that they could be saved. And what did they see? They saw that there was the largest and savagest cyclope entering the cave along with this flock that gave milk, like along with the flock of sheep which was to give milk. So they hid themselves and they were seeing this the huge cyclope who entered there, who had a one eye in the middle of the forehead. Then the other animals he left outside and sealed the cave with a massive rock. Seeing some of the Ulysses men, he asked them who they were. Only Ulysses was bold enough to answer the giant, and he said that they were Grecians returning home from Troy and now awaited his hospitality. So now here they saw that the all the flocks who gave milk were taken inside the cave, and other animals were left outside, and the cave was closed. It was sealed with a massive rock, the huge rock there. Then Ulysses' men, some of them who were hiding themselves there, this Cyclope he had a glance at them. He saw them. He happened to see them, and then he asked, "Who are you all?" And no one was bold enough to come and answer him. But only Ulysses just came outside, and he answered that he was Grecian, and they were returning home from the Troy, and now they awaited for their hospitality, their welcoming, their friendliness, and whatever it is, like how they would treat them and welcome them. They just wanted to stay there for some time. Next, the hospitable act that the giant immediately does it to take two men, dash their brains out against the earth, tear their bodies into pieces, and devour them. Then he drinks goat's milk and goes to sleep. As he is sleeping, Ulysses wants to kill him with his sword, but later realizes that only the giant can move the massive rock blocking the entrance of the cave. The Cyclops eats two more men the next morning and goes away, blocking the entrance. Ulysses, realizing that there was no same way of going out alive, so plots along with his followers to attack the giant. So here the hospitable act he was expecting was very surprising to the Ulysses, because he saw that the next morning that giant immediately it took two of the men, he dashed their brains out against the earth, against the wall, tear their bodies into pieces and devoured them and made them into small pieces, and then he just had it everything and then drank the goat's milk and then went to sleep. And all this made very angry to Ulysses, and when he went to sleep, Ulysses wanted to kill him with his sword, but he later realized that the cave which has been closed by a massive rock will be opened only by that cyclope, only by the giant. It cannot be done by them. So the Cyclops eats two more men the next morning and goes away, blocking the entrance. So, like this, four of his men were lost. Now, Ulysses realized that there was no other way of going out alive, so he starts plotting a a plan with his followers to attack the giant. So, let us see what plan he made. When the Cyclops returns that evening and eats two more men, Ulysses offers him a bowl of Greek wine. The Cyclops drinks it and very pleased asks for Ulysses' his name. Ulysses very cunningly replies that it is Noman. Satisfied, the giant promises that he will kill Ulysses the last. When the giant falls asleep, and his friends, as planned, heat the stake and pierce it into the single eye of the Cyclops. The giant wakes up and roars in great pain. The other Cyclops come running and ask about the reason for his shouting. So here what happens? This Cyclops he returns that evening and again it's two more men. Now Ulysses offer him bowl of Greek wine and he sees one after the other he is not going to leave anybody and he's going to eat and finish off all the Ulysses people. So he offers him a Greek wine. Now Cyclops drinks it and he was very pleased because it was very fragrant, it was having a good fragrance, it was very tasty and he had never had a drink like that before. So he was very happy and pleased with it and he asked the name for Ulysses, like what is your name? Then Ulysses very cunningly he replies that his name was No Man. Now the giant is satisfied by his name and he promises him that he will kill Ulysses at last when he finishes all the other members. And when the giant falls asleep after having that wine, as per the Ulysses and its friends' plans, they heat the stake, the long sticks which they were having in the poles there, and they pierce it into the single eye of the Cyclops when he was asleep. And the giant wakes up and roars in great pain, and the other Cyclops come running to save him and ask about the reason for his shouting. They come and ask, what happened? Why are you shouting? So let us see what happens. So now Polyphemus, that is his name, okay? The giant Cyclops name. The giant Cyclops replies that no man has hurt him, and is with him in the cave. The others understand this to mean that Polyphemus was hurt himself and is all alone in the cave. So they go away from there. Now when he says that no man is here and he has hurt me, he's along with me in the cave, the other Cyclops they did not understand what did he mean to say. They thought that he's saying he has hurted himself and he's all alone in the cave, and so they just go away from there. Now Polyphemus roams around in the cave and locating the stone at the entrance, pushes it away and sits at the threshold. He just goes out, pushes the stone and opens it and just sit at the threshold. As it is dawn, the sheep get ready to go out. Now every morning the sheep gets ready to go out for the walk. Now Ulysses ties three rams together and his own man beneath the middle one. Now what he does, Ulysses he ties three of the sheep together and down beneath them in the middle he ties his one of his men. Then he hangs onto the fattest sheep, and the one who is fattest he hangs himself there. Now, as the ship passed through the entrance, the Cyclops runs his hand over the ship to check whether any men are escaping sitting on them. He tries to check. He's so clever. Even Cyclops tries to check because he is not able to see now. He touches his hand over the ship and check whether if they are escaping or not. Then he once touches Ulysses' hair, but he is unable to catch him or his followers because the ships have much of hair in the bodies. So, like this, when Ulysses and his friends, along with the rams, reach the ship at sea, Ulysses cries out to Cyclops that the giant did a wrong thing by eating up his guest. Now, when Ulysses and his friends were safely out and they reached their ship, which was at the sea, now Ulysses cries, which says loudly from there, shouts and says to the Cyclops that whatever you did, it was very wrong. You ate up my guest. You ate up the guest who came to your place, and this is very wrong. To that, the Cyclops replies by throwing a rock at the ship. So he starts throwing a rock at the ship of Ulysses. Now Ulysses cries out again that his name was actually Ulysses, the son of Laertes. He reveals that he was the king of Ithaca and a waster of cities. Then they all sail away. So at last, when he starts throwing the rock at the ship, now Ulysses again shouts from there and says loudly that his actual name was Ulysses and he was son of Laertes. And also he reveals that he is the king of Itasa, and then all of them sail away happily from there. Anyhow, they have lost their four or to six of their members there, and it was the cruelty of the Cyclope that he did not have an hospitable character. So like this, a small epic story has been given in short here. I hope I made it clear you all understood the story. And if you like the video, do hit the like button and share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe the channel and also visit the description box once and check the links. So we'll be back soon with more such videos. Till then, stay safe and take care. Thank you.